Hello everyone, welcome to ArchMagus Plays. Thought we'd do something a little bit different today. While we're running around, I thought I'd read out some stuff, some history. And let me just pull it up here. Here we go. Part 1, Sargeras. Sargeras was born in fire and stone. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn the music off. There we go. Maybe I should turn off my my fan too, so it's not interrupting. Fan interrupticus. There we go. You never know when that's gonna bite you in the ass. It's gotta be quiet. And there we go. Alright. Part 1. Sargeras. Sargeras was born in fire and stone, like all his kind, a world soul slumbering deep within a planet in the great dark beyond. He was not merely a titan, he was the defender, the brightest star in the Pantheon's constellation, the noblest of their order. Altruistic, just, and impossibly naive. Sargeras was blind to the concept of true, unrepentant evil. It was a blindness that would cost him everything. When demons began spilling from the twisted nether, ravenous and chaotic, Sargeras was the one they sent. The Pantheon trusted him to deal with these pests, these disorganized, snarling things that dared to threaten their grand design, and deal with them he did, cutting through the hordes with ease, a celestial blade against their crude fangs. But the demons began to change. Some wielded the dark, maddening energies of the void, and there were whispers, terrible, slithering whispers of something greater behind them, beings hidden in the folds of the void, pulling the strings. Sargeras didn't like the whispers. He didn't like the shadows they cast over his work, but he continued. He was meant to be the defender. The problem was, demons did not stay dead. Every one he cut down found its way back to the nether, only to claw its way into the great dark once again, hungry as ever. Sargeras, for all his might, was playing an endless game of whack-a-mole, and the Pantheon began to notice. They sent him Agrimar, an inexperienced but eager titan who quickly proved himself in battle. Sargeras found a kindred spirit in the young titan, a companion to fight alongside him in the endless war. Shoulder to shoulder, the two waged a bloody campaign against the demons, driving them back into the shadows they came from. With Agrimar by his side, Sargeras had the breathing room to think. He studied the nether, its twisting chaos, its unpredictable magic. From its wild energies, he created something new, Mardum, a prison world, a cage for the demons he had defeated, and for a time it worked. The demonic invasion slowed to a trickle, and peace, fragile, uneasy peace, returned to the cosmos. But even in a cage, demons are never idle. Within Mardum, an Athrazim named Ulthalesh took control, ruling the prison like a king with a grudge. Ooh, I'm going to move over a little bit. I'm going to get boned here. He plotted vengeance, sharpening his hatred on the cold bars of his confinement. Sargeras knew the danger was far from over, but for now, there was quiet. It was during this tenuous calm that Sargeras began using the demons he had captured, particularly the Doomguard, as enforcers. They became hounds, sniffing out the scent of forbidden sorcery. Sacrificial magic was a crime of the highest order, a perversion of life itself. and the Doomguard were unleashed upon any who dared delve into such dark arts. They did their work with savage efficiency, policing the cosmos under Sargeras' unyielding command. But even in a cage cannot hold a storm forever. But even a cage cannot hold a storm forever. And deep down, Sargeras felt the storm brewing. The void whispered still, low and insistent, a dark tide he couldn't ignore. And in the back of his mind, something began to unravel. That's part one of what I wrote. I'm experiencing some kind of a lag, and I'm wondering if my keyboard is dying. See what I can do about this. Hold on. This shouldn't be happening. I just replaced these with brand new batteries. It's probably the batteries, which sucks. I'm just gonna leave that thing off. Hopefully that this thing's probably gonna die soon. That sucks. And then I need to get more batteries. Shit. That's unfortunate. Here, I'll turn my sound effects on. So, yeah. I think I was doing a lot of reading on Sargeras last night, and then I kind of wanted to kind of put together a story in my own words a little bit about what I was thinking about it. It wasn't just Sargeras. I was reading about the Titans and the first ones, and constantly pondering the question of why we're here. And actually my first question was because I know that obviously there was the Titans, and then the Titans created the Watchers and the Keepers. They created the Watchers in their image. So I was like, if they created the Watchers in their image, did Sargeras get a Watcher? To me it sounds like the answer is no. It happened after Sargeras turned. So there's that. Some interesting little bit of lore for you. I was thinking about that for a few days, actually. I was like, who is Sargeras' Watcher? They all have one. Actually, some of them have two. What level are the crocolisks at? I think we can kill one. I'm level 18. Oh yeah. Yeah, we absolutely got this. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, there we go. Just gonna have to manage my health. I don't think you can see it, but I'm casting Seal of the Crusader and then throwing Judgment at the young Wetling's Crocolisk, and then I'm putting Seal of Righteousness back on myself. That was actually decent. Like, didn't lose too much health there at all. I am a little bit worried that my keyboard might die. If that happens, the stream is done until I get some batteries happening. Flying too close to the sun on wings of wax here. Hope it's not happening to my fucking mouse too. Man, that would be an unhappy day for me. Because what, we're 14 minutes into this stream? That would suck to have to shut it down. But we must press on. Nice. $310 XP, that's pretty damn good. I got one Crocolisk skin, that sucks. Luckily they litter this fucking place. I'll do part 2 of my Sargeras story here in a minute. Just can't when I'm killing Crocolisks. Oh, do you hear that? Oh, fuck. Like, are you hearing what's in my headphones here? Let me just turn that down a little bit. That was close. Yeah, I'm going to change the batteries at least on my, this mouse, this mousy device. I need one. There we go. Should be a little bit better. Perfect. Alright, let's eat a goblin deviled clam. I think it's crazy that these Telebeam bananas have been in this game this long and we've still never seen Telebeam. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, level 22. Wetlands Croc. We're getting them. Okay. Fuck you. I not a stone grip.
How are you?
Deliver the bundle of Crocolisk skin. Yeah, sure, I'll do that, buddy. 7 silver. I'm not gonna sneeze at that. Nice little mark of the wild there. Still, only one skin. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah. Time for a banana. Little legs are probably so tired. Oh, 23. Shit. Bit off more than I can chew. Especially with a dying keyboard. That's so not good. Five levels higher than me. Oh no, this one isn't even applicable, I don't think. Fuck. Well, I got medium leather out of that, that's alright. Well, I guess we're going back. They have to be young crocolisks. That sucks. Yep. Oh. Fuck you, buddy. Cool horse. That was close. Oh, man. Ah, fuck. Oh, should we help? Oh, not a 27. Fuck that. That's dangerous. You guys think Pally or War is better? First time playing Classic. Depends on what you want to play, man. Depends on your style. There we go. Hopefully some of these bad boys start dropping skins. I've been skinning them all, so that this doesn't make any sense. There we go. Alright, fuck yeah. I'm really out here just leveling my skinning. My skinning and my leather working. Yes. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Okay, we'll kill this one and then maybe that one. And then we'll read part 2 of my story. This was a mistake. Ooh, that's a large amount of healing. Miss, fuck you. No, might as well do healing that's worth it. There we go. Alright. Let's eat a banana. Settle ourselves down here. While we're doing that, I can read you my story. Part 2. Betrayal. Sargeras and Agrimar parted ways. Decision made not out of bitterness, but necessity. The universe was vast, its shadows deep and crawling with horrors. Together, they could fight, but apart they could cover more ground. stand as twin beacons against the tide of darkness. It seemed like a good plan at the time. It was during the solitary stretch of his journey that Sargeras found it, a planet so black with corruption it seemed to weep darkness. The air choked with the scent of rot and madness, and the ground pulsed like it was alive. The culprits were clear. Monstrous aberrations known as the Old Gods had sunk their claws into the world, warping it into a nightmare. Sargeras found them there too, a conclave of Nathrazim demons. They didn't just cower in the shadows, they thrived in them, bloated with secrets and the dark energies of the void. Sargeras tore into them, peeling away their minds like fruit until the truths spilled out. What he learned turned his blood to ice. The Old Gods were pawns. The real players, the Void Lords, had flung the Old Gods into the cosmos like poisoned seeds, hoping they would land on worlds housing sleeping Titan souls. If one of those souls were fully corrupted, it would awaken as something beyond comprehension, a dark Titan, a monstrosity that would plunge existence into an eternal abyss. Not even the Pantheon, for all its might, could stand against such a thing. Sargeras' rage was absolute. There was no hesitation, no careful calculation. He raised his blade and cleaved the corrupted world in two, splitting it like an overripe fruit. This again, I need to stop using fruit. The nascent Titan soul within, twisted and screaming, died instantly, and with it the planet's light was extinguished. But when Sargeras returned to the Pantheon, triumphant and trembling with the weight of what he'd learned, he found no praise waiting for him, only chastisement. They looked down at him, these beings he had fought and bled for, and scolded him like a reckless child. They argued that the world soul could have been saved, that its corruption might have been purged. They saw his blade as too quick, too final. Sargeras burned with indignation. Couldn't they see? Couldn't they understand? The void wasn't playing games. It wasn't planting seeds for a harvest. It was laying traps for annihilation. In his mind, there was no room for mercy, no room for risk. He told them so. Told them the universe needed to be burned clean, scoured of life, lest the void sink its claws into another world soul. Even if the great dark was left barren, even if nothing remained but ash, perhaps one day life could begin again. But better ash than eternal darkness, better silence than the screams of a void-dominated universe. They didn't listen. They couldn't. Sargeras saw it in their faces, the stubborn disbelief, the refusal to face the truth staring back at them. And in that moment, something broke. He realized they would never see things his way. They could not see things his way. Without another word, Sargeras turned and left. The Pantheon watched him go, their faces unreadable, their judgment unspoken. Sargeras never looked back, and he never returned. What do you think? Am I on the right path? Oh, they killed him and left him. Something's going on here, and I don't think it's because my mouse. I just changed my battery. I think something might be going on with the game. That's not good. I don't know what's happening there. Options. Couldn't be the graphics. Apply. I don't know what's happening. gonna kill a crocolisk. Okay, let's eat another deviled clam. That's what we need today. Getting pretty close to level 19. Okay, fully fed. There's our next target. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I understand that my keyboard, I don't have AAAs right now, so I'll have to buy new ones of those. That's fine, but the mouse kind of being janky, that's weird. Because y'all saw me, I changed the battery. It's brand fucking new. Alright, hopefully this is the last one. And it might be level 19. Just keep throwing judgment and keep putting Seal of the Righteous back up. It is the only way. Yay! Alright, let's go turn these quests in. We're going this way. Do you want to hear part 3? Because I can tell you if you like, while we take this trip. It began with the Titans, as it always does. Their grand work, their endless toil to bring order to chaos, while Sargeras brooded in isolation. He was a figure carved from the cosmos itself, massive and impenetrable. Yet in his solitude, fear slithered into the cracks of his mind. Doubt curled its claws around his thoughts, and despair howled its cold, relentless dirge. Alone, Sargeras came to a grim conclusion. The universe was a flawed, rotting thing, infested with potential horrors worse than anything the Void Lords could dream. The only cure was fire, total, cleansing fire. And thus began his burning crusade. The fallen Titan knew he would need an army, an endless tide of cruelty and malice. He turned his gaze to Mardum, the prison world where fell energies had churned and festered for eons, fattening on the souls of the damned. Without hesitation, Sargeras shattered Mardum into oblivion. The explosion roared across existence, a cosmic scream of destruction that unleashed countless demons into the stars. The fell energies surged, warping Sargeras into a monstrous thing of searing hatred, his molten form burning brighter than 1,000 dying suns. And where Mardum had been, a wound remained, a gaping, fiery maw between the nether and the great dark. It burned with emerald flames, a scar etched into eternity, a monument to betrayal. The demons came to him then, a chittering, ravenous horde. Sargeras loomed over them, his voice a storm that shattered stars. He offered them a choice: bend the knee or die. Most cowered and swore allegiance, but there were always a few, always some who dared defiance. Led by the dreadlord Ulthalesh, they spat in his face and rallied against him. Sargeras did not laugh, he did not sneer. He forged a scythe from the molten heart of Mardum itself, a terrible thing of fell steel and flame. With it he carved through the rebels, harvesting their souls and binding them into a prison more horrific than any Mardum could have been. Ulthalesh was the last to fall, his will a flickering flame against the hurricane of Sargeras' wrath. When it was done, Sargeras named the scythe Ulthalesh, the dead wind harvester, a fitting mockery of its strongest victim. Over the ages the weapon would pass from hand to hand, leaving a trail of ruin in its wake, devouring the spirits of all who wielded it. With the rebels silenced, the burning legion was born. The demons spilled across the stars, a crimson tide that snuffed out civilization and devoured entire worlds. On the first world to fall, Sargeras himself destroyed the constellar assigned to its protection. The death reverberated through the cosmos like a thunderclap, drawing Agrimar, Sargeras' former protege, to the scene. Agrimar came as a warrior and a student betrayed. He demanded answers, but when he looked into Sargeras' molten eyes, he saw there was no reasoning and no compromise. There was only fire. The two titans clashed, their battle a maelstrom of fell and arcane power that raged across void. Their blades met with deafening shrieks, their strikes tearing rifts into the fabric of reality itself. But even titans have their limits. When the dust settled, both warriors stood wounded, their weapons shattered, their strength spent. Agrimar, broken but alive, retreated to the Pantheon with grim news. Sargeras, the defender, was no more. In his place stood a god of annihilation, and the universe trembled. I got goosebumps. And I wrote it. I'm enjoying my little story. I guess we got time. While we walk, I can do the last part. Let's do it. Oh, is that another young one? Another young wetlands crocolisk? Mottled raptor, 22. Fuck. I know I can take out something that's up to level 23, but I don't know if I can take on a raptor. They all have different, obviously they have different stats, right? So it's a little bit alarming. Part 4. The battlefield hung in the void like a bruise, a smear of stars dimmed by the gathering forces of war. On one side stood the Pantheon, resplendent and grim, their light shining defiantly against the endless night. On the other, the burning legion, a nightmare tide of fell fire and shadow, with Sargeras towering above them, a molten god of destruction. Between them lay Nihilam, a world that would bear witness to the kind of violence no planet could endure. Aman'Thul, the High Father of the Pantheon, stepped forward, his voice a thunderclap of desperation. He pleaded with Sargeras, begged him to see reason. He spoke of Azeroth, a world soul unlike any other, one that could grow strong enough to challenge even the Void Lords, a glimmer of hope in an otherwise doomed cosmos. Sargeras listened, his molten eyes narrowing as Aman'Thul's words washed over him, but they left no mark. Then came Agrimar, the once pupil, now a warrior humbled by loss, approached his former mentor without a weapon, his hands open and his voice steady. He didn't beg, he didn't shout. He spoke of their battles, their victories, their bond forged in the fires of war. He spoke of the good they had once done, of what they could still do. For a moment, the void between them seemed to shrink. For a moment, Sargeras hesitated, but only for a moment. With a howl that split the heavens, Sargeras raised his great blade and brought it down. The strike was absolute and final. Agrimar, noble and unarmed, was cleaved in two. His golden light, his golden light extinguished before it could even fade. The silence that followed was deafening, a void where grief and rage mingled. The Pantheon, united in fury, surged forward. Aman'Thul led the charge, their lights converging on Sargeras in a desperate final stand, but the fallen Titan was no longer a mere warrior. He was destruction. Fellfire burned through their ranks. Their defenses crumbled under his might. One by one the Pantheon fell, their lights snuffed out as Sargeras declared his victory to the void. He turned then, his voice a low, triumphant growl, and proclaimed that the burning legion would continue. He would scour the stars, destroy all life that could serve as a gateway for the void, and find Azeroth, the jewel of the cosmos. To the Pantheon, Azeroth was hope. To Sargeras it was a threat, a sleeping monster that, if corrupted, would undo everything he sought to prevent. But Sargeras had underestimated the cunning of Norganon, or Norganon, not sure how I want to pronounce that. As his brethren fell, the Titan of knowledge wove a spell with his dying strength, a final defiance against the inevitable. Their bodies were gone, shattered and burned by Sargeras' wrath. Their souls, their essence, slipped free. Unseen and unnoticed, they fled into the cosmos, scattered like seeds on the wind. Sargeras, victorious, but blind to this last act of rebellion, stood amidst the wreckage of gods and swore that the fires of his crusade would never falter. The universe would burn, and in its ashes he would find the peace that no one else could see. That's the end of my little story. It's really the beginning. That's why we're here.
Greetings. For the Alliance, be careful. Go with honor, friend.
Yay!
Honor, friend. Light bless you.
Oh,
Go with honor, friend.
and I got daily delivery for you too, buddy.
Light bless you. For the Alliance.
Nice. Was Fiora Longears? I don't remember. Speak with Fiora Longears and Theramore.
Oh, to be at sea once again, to feel the kiss of the wind, and to have the waves rock me like my blessed mother long ago. Oh, I wish I had your fortune, good paladin, for I see the sea in your future.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is this the one? This is the one I gotta take? We'll find out. Firefin Snapper. Nice. Second star to the right. Straight on till morning. Ooh. Get in the hole. Good enough. Close enough. Come on, then. What? I clicked the fucking button. Son of a bee sting. There we go. Right on. Well, I guess in our next episode we're going to travel to Theramore. But, because I'm having some issues with my keyboard and mouse, I'm a little bit fucking annoyed right now. But I hope you like the story. It's the start of the story. And we'll keep on going with it. That was the start of Sargeras' story. The Sargeras the Defender and his descent into madness. So I've been ArchMagus, and I'll still be ArchMagus, and I will catch you in the next one.